All right.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Good afternoon or good day today because of time difference. Yeah. Good morning in German. And where do you at in Ivan?
Bonjour
Or
in French.
Bonjour in French. Yeah. Okay. Not so far from German, I think. Yeah.
No.
But we are far
neighbors.
away. Yeah. But me and Bang in Jakarta, I'm in Denpasar, so quite many time differences. And I think it is great to have this talk, and it's quite a while. Sahabat Seni Nusantara or Nusantara art friends, yeah, or communities to have this kind of talk. And I remember that we already have talk and virtual tour, yeah, or online tour, yeah, on the exhibition in the place that now exhibit SAMPLERMAN works in Germany, which is the gallery or museum or gallery, Folkmar.
It's a gallery. It's it's an art place. It can be used for also for workshops.
Yeah, art space that initially opened with the exhibition of Folkmar works, Shred.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Shards.
I forget. Shard. Yeah, I forget. It's really interesting exhibition and open up many possibilities of visual work. And now SAMPLERMAN, I remember that I encounter so many of your works in Twitter and in Facebook, and so in Pinterest. Some people, so it was viral, yeah, your work.
Tumblr or Instagram. Not
yeah. Oh yeah,
Twitter.
yeah. Right. So it's a secondhand exposure. Yeah. Before somebody shared your post in Tumblr and in Instagram. Yeah. Well, your main platform, I think, is Tumblr and Instagram. Yeah. For your work.
And main social networks I'm using. Yes.
Right. But I encounter first in Pinterest and in Twitter because
it's reposted by other people, and it's good for me.
Yeah, and it is really going viral. I think last year so many of your works I saw in social media and so on. And it is interesting that now you have a physical exhibition, yeah, of your works.
Yes.
And we can talk about it much more with Folkmar and you yourself. You prefer to be called as SAMPLERMAN? Or
Call me Ivan.
Ivan. Yeah. So Ivan, thank you for this opportunity to have talk. And Bang,
welcome.
Thank you to visit the exhibition, although online only, but it's quite good to have this kind of discussion. And are you busy in teaching now, Bang?
Start holiday.
Oh, okay, just started, yeah. Okay. And Bang also right now is in the middle of doing a PhD, and it's about comics and coffee, yeah, a continuation of your dissertation, I think, about Aceh coffee. Now is about Balinese Flores coffee, yeah, in the form of graphic novel. So, okay, let's do this. Let's have some good talk now. And I think we could begin with Folkmar to introduce the exhibition and probably showing us the virtual version of the exhibition.
Yes, I will do so. So I have to go to my desktop.
Yeah. And welcome also
Make that big.
The audience in YouTube. Yeah, this is from YouTube also, eh?
It's from the YouTube. We had this interview with Paul Gravatt from London, and he is also the curator of the London Comic Convention, as far as I know, and he wrote many books on comics theory, so he's pretty well known. And so this is it's on YouTube, so you can also I can share the link or whatever. It's also on my from my gallery from Kunstraum Traube. There are links and everything there. So this is there are two rooms, or actually two rooms and a kitchen, which are also used for some. One image actually is in the kitchen, but mainly there are two rooms, and so I just started here. And I can stop probably with this. This first image you see is it's a famous comic character. It's called Nancy, I think. It's about from comics 100 years old, I guess. And SAMPLERMAN told a new story with that, like they are eating these spaghetti and it's tangling up more and more, and then they are aging.
It's hiding them.
Yes. So that's a new story told with these cut up images. So just continuing.
So it's the entrance of the.
This is the walk through to the kitchen. Yeah.
Okay.
And it used to be a pub. The whole gallery.
Oh.
From 1860. The house is pretty old.
Wow.
This is this image is to the left is made like from an anatomy book, using I think it's a lung, or I don't know exactly what SAMPLERMAN used, and it's also cut up and filled with comic elements.
Yes. I'm not sure I'm seeing what you are showing, because I still have the Nancy.
Okay. But it should be moving now.
It's not moving.
It's not moving.
It's not moving on my my screen.
It's not moving also in my.
Yes, it's still.
Why not?
Yeah, it's still freeze. Yeah.
Only
the mouse moving.
I just I stopped the image, but it should I
probably could continue, try to play it and see if it's moved also in our screen.
Anything moving?
Nothing's moving.
Nothing.
Okay. So I will just stop and try again. I don't know why that is.
It's moving a little now.
Yeah, okay. It's on. Yeah.
So, but we lost a couple of. Maybe I
okay, now it's moving. No, it's okay.
Okay, so maybe it's because it's full view. I don't know. Maybe it interferes somehow.
Yeah.
So I leave it like that.
Okay, so it's not a lung; it's an intestine.
Oh, intestine. Okay.
Wow. I think
but it's the same principle. I've made a book about the body parts as a template.
Oh, right. And this is all digital collage, or is it? Yeah.
Yes, mostly yes.
Yes.
Is it the first time you exhibit this as a physical artwork?
This is.
I've made some different kind of exhibition. I've made an installation with some life-size human figures covered with printed fabric.
I see.
So it's
I have that in the
different.
video.
Oh, is it this one? No?
No, this is the second room now. And
Oh,
there
okay.
we made a room, half of the room is completely covered in comic collage. Is it moving?
Yeah.
Slowly,
okay.
but
Slowly. Yeah, that's what it's meant to be. Yeah. So there's also some stuff here, and all the back part is with huge printouts, floor, walls, everything
Nice.
is designed with by SAMPLERMAN with his collage, especially for this room.
Yeah.
And these tiny elements that you're seeing there, they are from the Angoulême exhibition when he won the Angoulême award. And this is the ceiling with birds and clouds and
Oh yeah.
it's
so many elements, so many visual sampling. Yeah.
yes, I have a huge collection since nearly 10 years of collecting some elements.
Oh. Is it the
But-
physical things, your collection, or is it the image?
No, I'm only
digital
collecting.
Image? Sorry.
Yeah, and this is from
I'm
the
sorry,
outside.
I'm losing you, but
Yeah, this is from
okay.
the.
I don't know if you hear me, but
Yes,
Yeah.
I can hear you.
okay. No, just to answer the question, I'm collecting only from some websites. I don't have. Those books are very expensive.
Yeah, of course.
The real books, so I can't afford. But a huge collection of scans are available, and
Right.
I'm digging on it.
Yes. Wow, this one is very.
This
Yes, this is a physical print, life-size figures, and I was talking about. So I printed my collage on some tissue, and I covered the figures, and so this is an installation more than. And I've used the element I had done for the anatomy book. So you have some anatomical element covering the bodies, which
Right.
makes sense, I guess.
Yes. Yeah.
And now we are in the room with the installation again. This is another object there, which is like a panoramic cylindrical object. It's made.
Yes, this is an infinite strip. You can.
I see.
It has no end. You can start again and start again and start again to read it.
And it's cyclical looping, yeah.
Yes.
And there's no beginning and there's no end. Yeah, it's always
absolutely exactly
right. Nice. Wow, you have to experience the exhibition, I think. Yeah, up to a point. Yeah, we can only admire it visually in here with the screen, through the screen, but I think it would be great to have that kind of experience in the art space itself, right?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, of course. And but you can also experience it virtually on this Mozilla Hubs connection. I posted that to Evelyn.
Wow, this is cool. It's large size, yeah.
No, this is an cover, an album cover.
From like a sleeve, yeah. Sleeve.
Yes, it's a sleeve.
For vinyl.
Wow, is it the real cover for the real album, or is it just the?
Yeah. And this is the record. Yeah.
Oh wow, where could I get it?
It's sold out, unfortunately.
I must search it on eBay then.
Maybe you'll find there. Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Wow.
This is the first room again. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So
So
it is so many style, yeah, because it's a collage, yeah. So many approach.
yes,
with
I'm using different kinds of comics. It can be toons comics with animals in the simile Disney style, and it can be realistic comics. Sometimes
Right.
I'm mixing the different kind of drawings, I'd say.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, hi,
You
Paul.
see some books.
Paul, join us.
Yeah.
Me again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Then
and
my little
those are.
books.
Oh, wow.
So I'm making some little books, mini comics.
Yeah.
And each one has a concept, so I can show you
Yeah.
the,
So I've got them here.
on camera. This is
Uh,
called a street fight comics, and it's about fights. So it's only fights, because of course I'm using some American comics, so they are full of violence and fights. This is I'd say 50% of of these comics are depicting
action.
violence and fights.
The fight,
Action, yeah, you can use the word action, yes. And so I don't have no difficulty to use this to find
Yeah.
this kind of things.
Yes. Yes.
And I have to, it's collage, so I have to do with what I find. I can't
Right.
create. I'm forbidding myself to create something. I don't draw anymore now. I
Oh,
used to
wow,
draw.
interesting.
So it's not really true, but I have to draw the templates, the panels, and sometimes I have to recreate some drawings, but I don't want it to be noticeable. I want an homogenic result. So everything has to be homogeneous. I don't know, homogenic.
Yes. Yes.
So I have another one which is based on the letter O. So I called it Okmix. I'm only using the letter O. So I'm making some composition with the letter O.
Yeah.
So maybe I will make another one with
we're losing
letters from the alphabet. It's about the kiss, because there's a lot of romance comics.
Yeah.
Do you hear me?
Yeah, it's a bit.
So yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes, I was talking about the romance comic, the romance mini comic. It's called Scientific Kissing, and it's about it's only about the kiss. So you have 30 pages of kiss, only the kiss, taken from the romance comics that you can find in the USA from the 50s to the 70s.
Yeah.
A lot of kiss panels to dig from. So I used them, of course.
Right. Nice. So before we explore more about your process of work and your ideas about the collage art in comics, I would like to ask a little bit more to Volkmar. Why you exhibit SAMPLERMAN, beside of course the obvious? It is great to see this physically and so on, but of course probably you could share the ideas behind it and how is the process of displaying this collage in your place, in your art space.
Yeah. Actually, I was myself for my own art. I was also very attracted to comics and to the language of comics and the visual elements, the graphic elements comics used. And so I made also and I found some artists which influenced me. And it was like Øyvind Fahlström, a Swedish painter. And he made a painting that really was, when I was still a student, it impressed me a lot because it looked like a comic, but there were no, and you always, when you thought, oh yeah, this is probably Batman or something, no, it is not, just looks like it. And I like this abstract approach he used, using comic elements. And so this always was bubbling in my mind, and so I did one painting in this direction, and then later I went another path. But when I in 2000 was it 2017 or 18 with our illustrator club, we decided to have an exhibition with France as a guest country. And I stumbled on the internet on Ivan's work, and it was like lightning strike, because I suddenly realized, yeah, this is what I actually always wanted to do myself, and he is really living it. It was really amazing to see that, and immediately there were so many images he had, and it was so I really was I had to contact him, which I did. I found out his address and found more of his work, and then we started some email conversation. And so I convinced him to come to Darmstadt to be part as a guest of honor for our illustrators exhibition in Darmstadt. And so
when is it? When is it?
That was 2018, I think.
France was quite long ago.
Yeah, France was a guest country of the Frankfurt Book Fair in 2017, I think. And we are as an illustrators club, we always follow their guest country, and a year later in spring we present illustrators from
I visited Frankfurt and couldn't meet you because
I know. Yeah, you were always busy. That was when you
it's a little bit accident in Brussels, so I couldn't make it. So I didn't remember the event with illustration, but at that time you have also Evan visited your group of illustrators or something like that.
Yeah, that is Darmstadt is not far from my place. It's neighboring village. And so he came over, and so that was the first personal meetup, and we could talk, and it was good. And I thought, this, and he kept going. I mean, it's really amazing, his output. And with the years, he created, I don't know how many collages you did in the last
I don't know.
I have the feeling every day one collage at least. And so
I have to say that in the beginning I was more productive because nobody knew about me, so I was not solicited as much as I am now. So now I have to answer to some commissions and some projects. So it's different. I can't do one collage a day. It's not possible anymore.
Right.
I have to go back to the anonymity to have this kind of productivity.
But a lot of stuff is
and then the talk about doing an exhibition that you now have.
Of course I needed a gallery first, and at that time in 2018 there was no I didn't have the room yet, but when this was possible, that I could make this to a gallery. So I was able to invite other artists, and of course I wanted to have an exhibition with Samplerman's work. As you don't see it. He doesn't have often exhibitions yet. I don't know why. Maybe it will improve in the future. It should, I guess, because we have so much work. Of course, it's digital, so you have to print it. But on the other hand, it also makes things easy because you don't have to shift around huge canvas works or anything. You just send data and you print it where you need it. And so it was not that big an issue to set this up. The only thing was, of course, the room installation, which was a challenge, and maybe also for Ivan. I had to take all the measures of the room, and then I had to get these huge printouts and somehow fix it on the walls. And but I think it's worth the effort, because people are really surprised and flattened when they enter the room, and it's like, wow, and they feel like hugged by all these comic and colorful works, and it's a nice experience.
I envy those who could come to your place now. Okay, before Ivan, I want to ask a little bit, Beng, what do you think? What do you comment about the samples of the exhibition before? How do you see the collage comic and the installation and everything colorful that we saw earlier?
It's mostly improvised. So there's not a concept behind it. It's really how could I fill the space with my collage. So the only, I guess, the only idea was that the ceiling was like a sky, like in a in a Michelangelo. 16 chapel stuff. But the rest is no. When I'm doing my car, I really see
getting some hiccups.
And so I put together, I'm experimenting, I see what goes well, and when I have the feeling it's fine, it's okay, it's finished, I send it to Volkmar, and he send it to the printer, and
and voila, you get that. Okay, before I go back to Ivan, Beng, do you have some comment about what you see earlier, Beng Rahadian?
Yes, I think it's closer to expressive comic. It's not very narrative, right? Not narrative like a premise from where to where, but it's a picture to picture, and we enjoy the panel like one united of color, composition, and yes, it's still
the classical
the whole totality of the work. The
page
that grab us. I don't know if we could apply the concept of page in the exhibition. I think that's what's interesting.
These are in a way, some of them are pages, like a page from a comic.
Right.
But yes, about the narration, of course, it's not a classical narration. You don't follow a character from the beginning to the end.
Freeze, yeah.
You can start of the book, and you can choose the way you will your eyes will follow the elements, and I don't know, I'm kind of bored with the classical stories, so I want to try something different. I want to see if something is coming from the juxtaposition of elements, and where they come from. They're bringing their stories. You have some faces, some bodies, some objects, and they are bringing they are decontextualized, but they are bringing their background, their I don't know.
Yeah.
The reader has to do more work, maybe to I don't know.
Yeah. So yeah, we could of course say that this is a non-narrative comics, and the aim of the comics is to elicit some expressive emotion and so on within the work or within the reader, yeah. And we could apply the fluid understanding of the fluid definition of reader also, such as we could apply the fluid understanding or definition or ideas about pages also in this exhibition. And while it was presented in screen, in gadget, in digital platform, as Yvonne said, we could let our eyes to connect their own way, our own way, yeah, as the reader, right? So we could really brought our stories, our own cultural references. For example, I think what Paul Graffet saw or Volkmar saw would be different with what Beng, Rahardian, or me. So, for example, Beng now and me also now living in Denpasar, we encounter so many traditional art. There are so very maximalist approach, yeah, for the art. So many things happening in one page or in one form, and our eyes wandering and not really care about the chronological action or chronological happening, yeah, in that story. Sometimes I felt that all the traditional, especially the Batuan style, yeah, I don't really care about this. I don't think there is a story, just an explosion of forms and colors in that particular page or canvas or wall. So I had a similar impression with Ivan work, with all those kind of cultural references. For me, it is quite cool because I am quite familiar with the classical or the past comic, yeah, from America, and thanks to the internet, we could explore so many older comics, yeah, even from the 17th or 18th century, and from so many places, right? And it formed a kind of reader, yeah, a particular reader to experience the work from Ivan. And Ivan, I just want to explore more about your method of works. that you work with the digital archives or digital images, and you firstly you this is interesting word of choice of word. You said that you collect. Well, actually, traditionally, collectors of comics only collect the physical comics, right? And
Yes.
original artworks or so on. But you choose the word you collect. You have collection of images, and you work with that. So probably you could explore more about the way the digital platform could expand your work method nowadays.
Yeah, I might be able to show you some images Ivan prepared for this.
Oh yeah.
So I share
Ivan, yeah,
the screen again.
Okay.
Just have to find it.
from the talk with Paul Gravet, yeah.
Yeah, we use that as a basis as well. Yeah, so there are some prepared images that explain the workflow.
Maybe we can start with my not the first part with other works, but starting with my example of my work, because you know,
Yeah.
I was talking a lot about influences, but I can talk about
Yeah.
what I'm doing. Yes.
If you like, I can share also the MOOC from your recent book about Robert Moog. I can also share the images.
Yes, you can do, yes. Okay, and we'll talk about it as well.
All right.
So yes, I want to say something about the comics I'm using. I never, when I was a kid, I was not a fan. I was not reading this kind of comics. I was reading some French and Belgium comics rather. And I was like a kind of you know, I didn't like some friend of mine had some superhero books, and except for example, the Fantastic Four, maybe I could read that, but so this is very strange, because I started to find interesting the American comics very late in the early 2000, and what was appealing to me, I guess, was the technical the technical way it was printed, because it no longer existed. We were already in the 2000 in the digital era of comics, and the not so well printed comics on a bad pulp paper started to be very attractive to me as something that is probably lost now. And I'm in my collage, I'm trying to bring it back in a way. So
there are also, it's quite remarkable that you find a lot of tools for Adobe Illustrator or Photoshop that try to recreate bad printing effects, like misprinted colors or pulp paper and holes and crinkles and all these sorts of filter
I'm not
stuff.
really recreating.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I don't hear you.
Can you repeat, because earlier it's freezing?
Yes, we lost you. Can you repeat just Volkmar, what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Is it working again?
For me, yes.
I know. I just was speaking about the amount of filters that are available for Photoshop and Illustrator to recreate this misprint effects and pulp, paper and crinkle stuff for a crisp, clear image. Actually, so to wear it down again to this look of an old print of this maybe 50s or 60s with poor print quality.
Yes, I'm cheating a lot. I'm using some scans of newspaper pages, blank pages, to have the yellow effect of an old comic. But of course, the scans are already scans of badly printed things, so I don't have to correct it. I'm just using it as it is. Sometimes I'm increasing the contrast because I prefer like that. I prefer to have something with bright colors, which was not always the case on the pulp paper, but and so what you are seeing, because
yeah, it's from his
Freezing again.
showing that.
Okay.
It's some illustration. It's for a book about Robert Moog, who is one of the great inventors of and so this is a textbook about him, about his life, and I made illustrations for this book, trying to show more the machine than the person, and trying to play.
And I sense I sense also the sound come out from
yes
I
wanted to
visualize the sound.
Absolutely.
That is actually also a comic thing. I got a lexicon for comic sounds and all the words to visualize sound in comics. So every it's like a textbook with every sound simulation which was used in comic speech bubbles. This is pretty interesting.
I think Bang, I think we should also contribute the sound of Indonesian comics because probably and also even probably you should see also Indonesian comics. It's different sound effects.
Yes, I have to say I'm pretty ignorant about Indonesian comics, but I'm very curious. So if you can help me,
of course,
discover that
after this,
I'm interested.
Yeah, okay. Ben could also help a lot about the Indonesian comic samples.
I know that Ivan Gunawan, he has a huge collection of old comics, and he showed me some of his original drawings. It's amazing what he has. Yeah, he could fill up a museum with it. We already exhibited it in Frankfurt Book Fair, right? Small part of it, and also in Brussels. I'm looking forward to looking away to present it in French, probably Angoulême someday. And we could collaborate. So anyway, back to your work. So even the sound, I could feel it in your. This is intentional, right? I think, for example, you're using the nickname SAMPLERMAN is from sampling, is from musical culture. So music also contribute to your work.
Yes, music is very important for me, and I'm a huge listener of music, all kind of music, and it probably translates in my work.
Right. This is very musical, for example, this one.
Yes.
And before and earlier,
it's an illustration telling that Robert Moog was a lover of nature, of landscapes and being outside. But also you can see the waves produced by the machine,
right.
The synthesizer, the
I could almost
theremin.
hear it. I could almost hear the Moog
Yeah.
in the landscape.
This is the intention. So I appreciate that you say that.
Yeah. You
Yes.
also, I have the book here. This is the book.
Right.
And so you can see the illustrations are the text is
Right.
like this,
The
and then you
introduction
have the
there.
pages with the
I see. And
But
it's quite
about
thick book, yeah, the book.
about this book, I will not say that it's a comic. All my
Right.
other books, I will say, even if some people disagree, that
Yeah.
they are comic
Right.
books, but this one is not. It's really a textbook with illustrations.
Mm.
So it's also a
Yeah, it's pretty.
them I wrote I started from the text, then I made the illustration, I send to the editors, and they choose the place where they wanted to put the illustrations in the book, and they
Right.
they cropped some illustrations, so they organized. It was their choice, a choice that I'm liking, but it's not my choice. It's
Yeah,
really
yeah.
a collaborative project.
With
But
the
what I also
publisher,
like
yeah.
is the book comes with a playlist of music. You can
Oh, really?
probably
Wow.
listen to while you read the book. You can, and there are a lot of bands who use the Moog synthesizers in their music.
Right. Yeah,
So
yeah. I grew up with progressive rock, so I am familiar myself with the Moog. Even my parents still play, yeah. Bang Deflumenta, yeah, the composer that composed illustration music score for Vengeance. What is it in English? Yeah, seperti dendam. The Edwin. I don't know. It had the European distribution. The movie Vengeance. I forgot. I just looking. So I think I could see a similarity. I could see a familiar feeling from these images. So music is one of the thing that you do. You work with? Do you show your work with the influence from music also in other work, the earlier works, because this is from the Moog's book, yeah.
Yes. Yes, the one displayed now are all from the Moog book, but yes, I've from the start I've tried
some hookups again.
I worked like what's important is the rhythm, the elements that you can find in music, like texture, and even the colors can have some similarities with the sounds.
Right.
As the sounds can bring some images. When you listen to some music, you can have images in your head, but you can have the opposite.
So how about Volkmar earlier mentioned that in your book you have the playlist of the music you could listen to while enjoying the picture or the images. Is it your choice, the playlist, or is it the editors, or how or you actually work with some music, particular music in in mind when you're working with these images?
No, any music can work for me.
Oh,
But so the playlist in the book is not mine. It's from the writer of the text.
right. Oh, I see.
Because he's the one who knows the subject. To be honest, I didn't know about Robert Moog before working on this book. I don't want to lie about that.
Right, right. Yeah,
And but
Yeah, but that's probably because you are too young. When I grew up, for me, it was Kraftwerk and
yeah.
Tangerine Dream
Right.
and Klaus
okay,
Schulze.
my
And
parents
they used
had,
the Moog synthesizers.
of course, my parents had the Pink Floyd records,
Yeah.
so they as well used the Moog.
Yeah, yeah,
Absolutely.
I
right.
guess. But the musical aspect of my work, because I'm a solist for record sleeves, and this is probably the connection, the musical translation in image in my work.
Right. So it's quite
That's
a leap, yeah, or not a leap, yeah. I choose my word wrong, yeah. But it's quite a journey, yeah, from the comics material that you collect to this kind of works that more illustrative for the text, and the text is about music. And although you work with music, any kind of music, as you said, but to translate the sound into the musical sound, and in this case, the particular music genre or technology to these images is quite different, yeah, from the materials you work from earlier works that is really comics. But we can see also the element of comic. Can you explore more about the journey from the comic collage to this collage that more inspired by the music or the technology of Moog, or probably it's not really that that big leap, but there was a continuation from the earlier works.
The thing is, I'm very open to all the proposals that people coming at me and asking me for any kind of project. So people have in mind. So
sorry, Ivan.
Of course, I want to.
Sorry, it was freezing. Can you repeat a little bit before?
Okay. Yes. So what I was saying is that I'm very open to all the proposals by people coming at me with any project in mind. So it can be an exhibition, it can be a mural, it can be anything, record sleeves, and I don't know. I'm
virtual reality.
Yeah.
Some animation project, some anything is interesting and can bring me somewhere. So of course, I want to keep doing comics and keep doing books. This is the core of my work. I will always consider myself as a cartoonist, but it's interesting to explore the possibilities.
Okay.
And so yes, you can say it's a journey, because I don't know where I'm going, but I'm going from place to place and with my samples.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the key. Yeah, you open up for many things. I think it show in your work from the beginning that you open up. I'm interested that you said about the colors. You particularly like to work with bright colors. Well, I saw earlier in the talk with Paul Gravet uh, your early works also in black and white. So how could you share? Could you share your ideas about colors and black
in the
and white
90s,
work?
I was in the scene, and
I have to find
it was not. It was a little expensive to print in color, so and
Yeah,
also I liked the black and white comics. So this is what we see now is one of my comics from the 90s. I was experimenting a lot of things. I was drawing more than now, but these are collages. So I was already interested in the patterns and the shapes. It was some photocopies from photography, very contrasted, and I loved using that. So there were real collages at the time because I didn't have no computer. So it's really with glue and photocopy of photocopy, Xerox of Xerox.
Yeah, interesting. So you can see all the maximalist approach of the panels in the pages.
Yes, there you can see that it's like a prehistoric SAMPLERMAN because already I was taking things from little pocket books in black and white, and also from my friends. So I had a friend who was making some images with some strange heads, and but he didn't. He wasn't a cartoonist, so I used his work to make a comic, to make panels and a story with text
and this is still a narrative comic, well, later on you work with digital platform and using all digital images archive you found in internet, and it become more how could I say, not abstract, although in Indonesia some of many of your works categorized as abstract comic, but I think it's more about collage, juxtaposition, it's more about that.
Yes, I don't have a word to define what I'm doing really, but yes, I was more explicit in my stories than I am now, maybe.
Right.
So it was less open to the imagination of the reader. It was it was following a wire from a beginning to end.
Right. I see what you mean.
There you can see one of my influences. There was this webcomics using the Garfield comic strip, and the guy was removing the character of Garfield from its own comic strip. So it was called Garfield minus Garfield. It was very strange because you had only one side of the dialogue between Garfield and his owner. I don't remember his name. And so I'm of course I'm not the first doing that, but I took Bugs Bunny comics, and I removed all the characters from it. You have some animals in cages, and I opened the cages, and the animal disappeared.
Yeah.
It is when before SAMPLERMAN, but not long before. It was yes, 10 years ago. I was playing with the first comics I was collecting
right. This is also
from the web.
It is rather similar with the process of using sampler in music, right? The DJ break down the element of the song or the music, and then take out some element of it. Yeah.
You take a few seconds of a musical piece, and you make a loop. You make a loop, and you can have a new something new. It can be the basis of a new track of music.
Right.
So this is the same thing. You can see I removed all the characters from the page, but when I see the page with only the background colors, I really want to fill it again with new stuff. So create something new from something pre-existing.
Yeah. Why you remove the balloon but not the caption box?
Yes. Why? This is. I could have. Yes. Let the balloons. But I choose not to because I was really attracted by the colors of the background for this one.
Right.
I didn't want to have some white places. I didn't want to. I only wanted to have the blue, the yellows.
Yeah.
It's almost like a Mondrian.
Yes.
Right.
Absolutely. Mondrian,
Yeah, this is the street
some
fight.
of Mondrian's work can qualify as comics in my.
Yeah.
So I talked about this earlier. This is the Street Fight comics, mini comic. So the idea was to have always the same background appearing 4 times on each page, and everything is happening at the same place, on the same portion of the walk, the walk side.
This is when you work with the American comic book. You said about the actions, the fighting. Yeah, I think it's similar like in the movies. You see Hollywood movies mostly rely on the action also. Yeah, the chase and the fighting and the shootout and so you can sense immediately there's so many things happening, but you break down those action, and those fight scene and those element of movement into another, I don't know, story, another thing. Basically,
we can say it is a story of a street. So in this street, many things happen, and mostly fights. And I was focusing on the when someone is eating someone else. So, but you can have animals, you can have objects, you can have cars, and it's infinite. You can.
Right. The book actually contains an individual page with physically made original collage, not digitally. Like
Oh, really? Oh.
yeah, like this is all pasted elements here.
Oh, yeah. So every edition is different.
Every single copy is a unique.
Every single copy is different. Yeah. Wow. How many copies do you publish?
Yes,
Oh,
I left. For this one, I'm reprinting sometimes, and so I have to do the page with the empty. So the one on the upper left is has to be filled with some things. So, but
With the real collage, the physical collage, yeah.
I have made 200, about 200 copies. So 200 pages
of collage.
Yeah.
Physical collage, yeah.
Yes.
And actually, where did you get the material for pasting the collage? Did you print it on an inkjet printer, or did
no? I'm buying on eBay some cheap copies of French Marvel comics.
Okay.
So
even original comic elements.
Yes, yes. It's I'm really destroying a comic book to make these collages.
Great. Okay. Yeah, this is a more recent work, no? It's like a kaleidoscope, yeah? Kaleidoscope.
So it's not a recent work. And
not recent.
I just made this thing to show that I'm working with some very simple manipulation that everyone can do. Everyone with using
it's a kaleidoscopic
editing software like Photoshop, GIMP.
So
yes, with one
the face of Superman. Something similar. No?
Little head of a man, you rotation and some symmetric, duplication. You can do so many things, and I wanted to show all the. It's not all the thing you can do. You can do more than that, but you can cover a surface starting with just a little element, just with rotation and duplication and
mirroring.
Mirroring, yes, symmetry.
Right.
It's really the principles of my work. Of course, I don't do only this, but I do this a lot, and I can have a surface covered really fast,
right,
with a surprising kaleidoscopic images.
Is it Superman? the
no, it's not.
Nah.
It's not.
Because of the
it's a random character. I don't remember. I don't know where it's coming from.
Right. This is more complex, yeah.
Yes, of course, it appears more complex, but it comes from the really what I was saying about mirroring, duplicating, and rotation. It's only made of this. So it was just a little element taken from comics. You can see it on the upper left, and little module you can create this.
Wow, this is it.
So with only the red and the black color.
Right, right. So this is another example of the method, you use to
Yes,
produce
I'm.
the work.
So yes, I am sampling the elements on the page, and I'm creating some folders. So I have some folders of heads, human heads, animal heads, some objects, accessories. But sometimes I'm collecting by colors, for example, on a page. So in this case, I have several layers of each colors taken from the page on the upper left. So you have the yellow, the pink, the red, the blue, the orange. Then I'm overlap them at the end to create something completely different, even though the elements are not so much. What can I say? They keep their place in the space. You see the orange elements are at the same place as in the original page.
Oh yeah.
I'm not sure if it's clear what I'm saying, but
I can see a little bit.
Okay.
This is the method. Another method,
creating.
So I am playing with the templates as well. I had this idea space between the
can you
panels.
repeat?
I can tell a story. Yes,
can you
of
repeat
course.
a little bit? Yeah, freezing.
Okay. So the idea here is that I'm telling a story not by what's inside the panels, but with the panels, with the space between the panels, which are not really panels, but so I'm starting with the lines, and then I'm putting the colors and the matter, the patterns inside the lines.
Yeah, it felt like it has a narrative, but actually it probably also a non-narrative.
I'd say it's not really an interesting story, just a story of a guy buying a comic and reading it. It's a simple, but it's I'm experimenting the possibilities. I'm not going deeper. When I'm done with experimenting with an idea, I look at another idea. So I could make more pages, maybe something more complex in terms of story, but maybe in the future more complex.
But actually, it's quite amazing that you find in the history of comics, even in
so you have the process.
In the early ages of these Sunday pages in 1910, 1920, like Winsor McCay and these guys, they already also experimented a lot with similar approaches, and I was quite amazed to find out about the creativity from these early times. And yeah, but of course now with new technology and new possibilities with software and everything, it's really expanding a lot. And yeah, it's
right.
It's getting harder to invent something new. Actually, there is this phrase from Art Spiegelman. He said, "The future of comics is in its past." So we have really to look at the early comics, which are full of inventions, and just steal these inventions and use it.
Yeah. And okay, I think I want to talk a little bit more with Bang to respond all this process of creativity before Ivan could continue also with the later process after this. But Bang, as an artist yourself and also the lecturer in Indonesia, in Jakarta Art Institute, you see similarities, especially when we talk about the early work of Ivan. We see how Ivan make photocopy comics, and Bang actually very familiar with the advent of independent comic in Indonesia. That is one of the sign of the advent of the new generation of comics during mid-90s is actually photocopy comics, and Bang is one of the activists in early 2000, but familiar with the work since mid-90. So how do you see? Do you find this kind of work also in the independent comic scene in Indonesia, or something like that?
Yeah, thank you, Hikmat. Especially for Ivan artwork in photocopy, is familiar with independent movement comic in Indonesia, like core comic and apotheke comic. I think is a global movement. Use the
At that
photocopy
time, in 90s, in 90s,
and go to freedom of the structure of comic or narrative comic. But for Ivan artwork in the screen right now is amazing. It's bring me to another fantasy, because it's just from the little form go to another form.
So you break down the element and then you create so many things.
It's amazing. I think it's thank you for share. Ivan is new method for me.
Do you are familiar with digital work, right? You use although you always use also your hand. I mean, like with brush and ink and so on. But you also quite early adapter of using digital technology for your comics, right? How do you feel about this possibility with digital method, with digital tools?
I still use digital method, digital device. It's just move from paper to screen with some like traditional practice. But Ivan is I use digital picture like to
from image archive.
Yes. I don't do that. I don't cut and produce duplicated and mirroring and anything. I just draw like use the device, just like I draw in the paper.
So only a substitute. Well, this kind of like from Ivan, it's really using the pure digital processing, for an element, for the work. So do you think it could be something we develop in Indonesian with Indonesian artists? We could do some workshop or something for probably we could invite Ivan, for some exhibition and Folkmar. Hopefully, because the the possibility of making event is open again, in Indonesia. So I don't know. It kind of really interesting, to have collaborative work or collaborative exhibition with Ivan and Folkmar, in Indonesia.
We can bring a proposal to EV for invite Ivan here. With
Institute EV is
Institute franchise.
Institut Français, okay.
Indonesian Franchise Institute.
So earlier this year we had an artist from France also,
Why not?
Emmanuel Emayer.
Who just recently published the comic My Neighbor is Indonesia, Indonesian, so Emmanuel already visited several cities in Indonesia, so I think we could propose that also for Ivan, and if you want, and Folkmar, Folkmar, have you been in Indonesia yet?
Of course, I was. Ace House, the Ace House people in Jakarta.
Right.
And I was at the Mulya Karya comic collective and met Yuda Sandy with the Scissor Cut comics so of course Andik in Jakarta, who unfortunately died from COVID. So that was amazing to be shown around, and I met Ivan at his Sekolah Pescariana. What was the name of the school? So of course I met you.
Pasca Sarjana, actually Jakarta Art Institute also the same place where Bang lectured. And I think we could do that. Ivan haven't been in Indonesia yet, So we could propose something like that. I don't know if it could happen in immediate time or something like that.
I'll wait.
Right. Because you asked earlier about the Indonesian comic. I think better to present it, but I think you could also access some of the digital. I will provide you with the link for Folkmar also from the past.
Yes, please.
And Bang also could help. So I think it's quite realistic, Bang, for us to try to propose some collaborative.
Yes, I wish.
Yes. Okay, so Bang could help. So okay, Ivan, I think I think it's already more than 1 hour, But I have to ask you one question. You work with digital technology, digital platform, and digital tools. You even explore and exploited the digital method with your works, and it's part of your statement. But how about the recent development with AI, for example? What do you think will come out with the AI technology in the art world, and in particular with your work? Do you want to use it? How? Or you have a response to the phenomenon or something like that?
Yes, I am very interested. I am intrigued by it, but I'm not sure about what I want to do, what I can do. I'm in contact with another artist. His name is Ilan Manwash, and this Ilan Manwash has already published comic books made with AI, artificial intelligence. So he's very advanced in the knowledge of artificial intelligence for comics. And I hopefully will meet him in 1 month, and I will talk about it with him, because I would like to put all my samples, all my collection of elements inside the machine to see what the machine can do. If the collage can be made really fast and really efficiently with the machine, why not? I want to see that. I want to see what can appear, what can different.
Sorry,
I'm interested.
Could you repeat? Sorry. Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah. You want to see something? You want to see with the machine?
I want to be surprised by the process. So of course I'm using Stable Diffusion. I've tried Midjourney, but I'm not satisfied with my results yet. I want to. I don't want to use only words to create images. I want to use images to create images. So my work is in a way completely the opposite process than making a prompt. So verbalizing what you want to see, then seeing the result. I'm starting with graphic elements, so I don't use words in the beginning.
Right. The beginning is not word. The beginning is images.
Yes, absolutely.
But there are also systems that use image to image, where you can throw in a rough sketch, and the AI develops a perfect image out of it with just some add-ons, some text add-ons, what style you like it. But what is for me, it's very interesting to see. I mean, you are using works of other comic artists and cut them up, and actually that's the AI also using a database of artists. And now we have like a doubling effect, because you make new art out of other.
But I'm not.
So it's fascinating to see what the AI will do.
Sorry, Ivan, you didn't make what? Something?
Yes, I said I'm not enough advanced in the use of artificial intelligence. I have to learn a little more.
But basically,
what's possible, what I can do.
Right, but basically the machine also still in the process of learning, right? Yes. That's why both Folkmar and Ivan, you said about it still wasn't satisfying yet, but it's still learning. So people and machine learn together, right? Yes. It's interesting situation now.
Yeah, absolutely. But
yes, you have to get familiar with the machine. You have to understand. So I guess the people who can get the images that they want, they are very advanced in the relationship with the machine. So I'm not at this stage yet. I need more time, probably, and I want to go on with my old process. I don't want to abandon my my usual process. Maybe some tools are appearing recently about the cutting out, so you can remove the background from an element, and it's very interesting because you can save time. It's very important.
Yeah, I can see what you mean. So yeah, I think we will wait also how it come out from you using the new technology, and probably we could doing something about it later on, be that in virtual event like this, or something more physical. We could think about it later on. But okay, so lastly, we have to limit our talk. At some time we have to end it. But Ivan, with all this process, I think probably the future is very, very colorful, in terms of many things could happen also with this new development in AI, but it's not real. It's not really the most important thing issue right now. The issue is how to stay creative in the sense that we could still create more and more. And I'm particularly looking forward for your journey later on. Actually, I'm looking forward for Folkmar works also later on after Shard. And I think I only had a hint of Folkmar work with the postcard. So I'm looking forward for the bigger exposition of your works and something, and also Bang doing something new also with digital. But Ivan, could you share your statement or your view about the future of collage and how it could expand in your work or in the comic language, for example?
By definition, I can't tell what the future will be, because this is all the work I have to do. I don't want to know what I will discover. Before I discover the thing, but track that we can follow, looking at the works from other artists, forgotten works.
Yes.
Some works are forbidden because, of course, some artists don't want their work to be used. This is one of the issues with the AI, of course. But so yes, a lot of work, especially from the early 20th century, is completely forgotten, and it's part of my work to make it resurface and reappear and in another light, maybe. And so this is what I can say about it.
So the future really is in the past,
Yes, the future and the past are connected, I guess.
Right. So okay,
I'm trying to make the connection.
And it's really great to see how you can connect in the formal side of the comics, also the historical and the contextual cultural context of the comics. And I think it will be very great to have the connection also with all parts of the comic world in today, or in the past, So looking forward to the collaborative something lah. Like you, I couldn't predict the future. I could only try to propose something interesting later on.
Yes.
So,
One
Oops.
at the time. One at the time.
sorry, sorry, Ivan, you.
Yeah, it's frozen.
It's frozen again.
Yes, it's
Sorry.
free. Yeah, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Could you repeat a little bit?
So yes, I was just saying I'm doing the pieces one at the time, and
Of course.
I am in the present. I am in the present, and
Right.
when I'm working on my collage, I'm fully in the present and immersed into it, and this is what I like.
Right. Right. Great. And Beng, would you share some thought about the state of the art in this particular genre, yeah, or something from your experience to your friends in Indonesia or to Pokmar and Ivan?
No, I just want to say thank you to Ivan and Pokmar to bring a new thing, I think, for me and for us in Indonesia. We hope it can be spared again, the method. Like Pokmar said, it's similar with AI works, yeah, to cut the element, the style to the new artwork. Yeah, it's a good thing for me. Thank you, Hikmat.
Okay, thank you, Beng, and hopefully you could also share this to your student, yeah, and your fellow artists, yeah. We could talk more about this kind of experimentation and work activities like using the digital platform and technology. Yeah.
With Ivan permission.
Yes, yes. Or we could invite in Zoom also some workshop before the actual. And okay, Folkmar, how about you?
Yeah, I just posted the link to the little VR mock-up for the room installation in case anyone is interested.
Right.
And I'm also looking forward for the future for what's going to happen with AI. Especially, I did some experiments with it, and also into the comic direction. I was not satisfied with it, but I gained a bit more knowledge about it, and maybe. Yeah, Ivan, you should probably have a separate computer which will be trained with only your imagery, and that could be an interesting experiment because as I know, all these AI systems are using a database that was created by a scientific company collecting just a random bulk of material from the internet, images that were tagged, and so of course very special artists are underrepresented, and so it's obviously very difficult for AI right now with this database to create to imitate the pulp comic style. It doesn't get proper rastering. It doesn't get constructivistic or geometric shapes. They are all somehow distorted. Even if you try to create a human character, it looks pretty nice from light and color. But if you look closely, you see it has no fingers, or the left arm is missing.
Yeah.
and so
even Bill Sienkiewicz make fun of it, yeah.
Yes. So the AI actually does not know that a human being has 2 arms and 2 legs, mostly. And so there's
still
a long
learning
way to go.
because it's still learning, yeah.
Yes, but maybe I can also team up with Ivan for more virtual reality stuff, because I really enjoy that, especially when you have a Quest headset and you
Right.
are really immersive, dive into this created rooms. I think it's quite
Wow.
amazing, and maybe
Yeah.
we can expand it a bit more in a more bigger space in the future. But
Wow,
yeah, I enjoyed
it is
that, and
very interesting.
I always also I have all good memories with my visit to the Jakarta and to Yogyakarta, and I also enjoyed especially the scissor cut comics of Yuda Sandy.
Yeah, yeah.
Still, for me, it's a unique thing. I've never seen anyone doing something like that before,
Right.
and it was exhibited in Brussels, I think.
Brussels,
You did
yeah,
that.
yeah.
And
Yeah, in
unfortunately,
2017,
not
yeah.
in Germany, but that
Yeah.
was also very
He
impressive.
could still do that, hopefully, in the
We'll
future.
see.
The artwork is there, so we could travel with that.
That was
This is
very,
Sandy
very
for you, Yuda Sandy.
yeah.
Okay, thank you,
So thank you very
Folkmar.
much. Terima kasih.
Terima kasih. Thank you, Folkmar. Thank
Thank
you,
you, Volkmar.
Ivan.
Thank
Really
you.
great works, and
Thank you,
looking
Ivan.
forward for your.
Thank
Thank
you.
you,
Okay.
Bang. Thank you, sahabat Seni Nusantara and Garis that are joining effort to presented this talk, and hopefully it will be recorded for such a long time for learning. Yeah, as Bang said, it is quite new, and it is quite exciting to do something about this, and at least for me to wait for further development of this kind of work. And thank you also. I would also say thank you, Ivan, for bring me. Although it's not really my memory, the classic comic, but 2000 probably same with you. Bring with internet, bring me to the whole world of classical comic, be that from American, even from European, from French, and it's really great to have that develop into this kind of works, and there's a new way to enjoy more about those classical images from the past. And thank you all. And
Welcome.
yes, thank you. Thank you all. And okay, we have to close this talk. And thank you, Evelyn, for providing facilitate us with this.
Thank you, Evelyn.
With this Zoom and YouTube live. And
Right.
okay, thank you, and hopefully see you in person sometime later.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, we are done.
Okay, we are done. Thank